Hey guys, it's the Twilight Gap map this week, and here to help me discuss it is Swain Stash from Crucible Radio. Hello!
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. Alright, so Twilight Gap. We've known it since vanilla. I think we've known it since the alpha and the beta. First time we've seen it in Elimination, like in the actual trials, instead of just in the playlist.
I'm loving these, year one maps being thrown in the trials.
Same. We can finally go, hey, I've always wanted to play Rusted Lands on a serious trials map. And you play it and you're like, okay, that was cool. I can probably go without that.
At least every week I take away, a super knowledge of every map. It's like, even if I didn't like it, I played it enough to, I know every angle, I know every little crevice.
You'll find some new area to stand on that you didn't even know existed in the map because you got, domed, or just some dudes camping there with a shotgun. Yeah, the Trials brings out some of the most creative usage of maps that I've seen.
Yeah, like last week with that little perch.
A little perch on Frontier. That was fun to see. Well, so what did you think of this one overall?
You know what? I genuinely like Twilight Gap. It's because of my loadout. I like using scout rifles. I like using sniper rifles. So it kind of plays well into what my loadout normally is. I also like you can find your way around the map. It's not small. It's not small like Drifter. Drifter was small, and you can't get off radar. This you can kind of find your way around. You can flank if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
You can go on multiple levels of this map. That's another thing that I really like is the two levels of it will usually throw people off on the radar.
And it doesn't necessarily pigeonhole you into one loadout, which I like.
Yeah. Well, I usually will stray away for 1 or 2 games during each card to try out a different weapon. Usually try the sidearm work. Okay, that means shotgun would probably work as well. Yeah. I've been ever since I listened to you guys' podcast, I've been wanting to try out fusion rifles again, and the only one I happened to actually own was a Telesto. So I used Telesto on this one, and you know what? It was fun. I really enjoyed Telesto here.
Lots of opportunity to put it on the wall. If they're coming up those steps in the party room, you're just all right, yeah.
With everything else, you're trying to hit them direct on, but with this one, you can kind of pre-fire it to hit a wall that they might run up against, and then it'll explode on them, and then you can usually kill them with a grenade or something after that.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Battle
good
Runner
support.
Was really cool too.
Yeah, it's a good support gun.
So heavy ammo on this round. Usually on maps, you can kind of rush the enemy's heavy ammo and see what happens. On this one, I don't think you can.
You don't think you can get there in time?
Well, you can get there in time, but the heavy ammos are so well defended.
When they're going to turn that corner. Or
However, if you are on the outside heavy, if the other team's been sniping really heavily, you should definitely be aware that you're gonna have difficulty picking up that heavy ammo.
I found it easier to go all the way down to special ammo. If you're seaside, you go all the way down to special ammo and you kind of jump around by the guns, but even then the guns give you away. It's it's actually over there, so you gotta be a little bit careful. So it's I like those little aspects where it's you can't really in that situation you can't really sneak around that well unless you got a Nova Bomb or something a little bit more area of effect.
I was seeing True Vanguard use have you seen the Sky Sniper loadout that he likes to do?
Oh yeah. It's one of those things no one's really expecting you up there, so they're not looking to either snipe you up there or get sniped from there.
They'll see you coming on the radar. And they go, okay, he's coming around the corner there, but nope, he is very high up. Oh, okay. So if this is not necessarily the first time going there, but you're wanting a safe bet for a loadout, what should you really try here?
Well, I'm in a Titan, so I'm running strictly Striker. One of those situations it's got so many turns and corners, so if you're going inside on the right if you're spawning C, and following all those inside paths, it's really easy to get someone cornered into a stairwell, or you kind of sneak up around a side. So getting that Fist of Havoc off is kind of easy, and it's in case they sneak up on you.
I think Fist of Havoc is definitely better for this map than the other 2 supers as well. Sunbreaker, just all the corners on this map, you're never really going to land one of those hammers. What weapons were you using with that loadout?
Back and forth between doing Mida and a shotgun. I like the distance on Mida. I've definitely been having success with mid-range snipers. It's tougher at the distance, like really far distances. But if I can get close up on a mid-range sniper, I can get that flinch going, and I can definitely stop them. But I like pairing with a shotgun, in case I want to go to that, that one side with the inside, and kind of keep it close.
So. Harass people that way too. I've seen Mida Shoddy run a lot. I tried out Mida sidearm. I use a Havoc Pigeon. It worked out pretty well. I just think that on this particular map, you can close the gap just a little bit quicker and make that shotgun a little bit more deadly than a sidearm. See, I ran a hunter, and this is actually a really balanced map for hunters overall. Blade Dancer super on this map, really deadly, move really quick, blink especially here. Golden Gun is always probably going to be one of the best supers for Trials, just because it's got 3 shots and there's 3 enemies. Hey, there you go. Blade Dancer is still really good. Night Stalker has its clutch moments. If you're really good with Shade Step, you will just have a field day with this
there's
map.
so much
There's
cover.
stuff.
So much like rubble, all that.
You can basically play Gears of War. You're just doing a cover-based shooter where you're just gonna roll in between all these things everywhere. Do you have any opinion on what you think Warlock?
One of the things with Warlock is like I find that Trials is always just you run the solar. You gotta.
That self-res is just powerful.
Self-res is powerful, yeah. But I don't like the vulnerability of being like right there as I self-res and someone
you
can
really
just
have to count on the enemy team just going, I'm gonna forget about you.
Yeah. Stormcaller could have some success in this map.
It was like 4-4, and then I had to pull out a clutch in the end because I was the last Guardian standing against 3 people.
Yeah.
And Stormcaller, I think 2 out of those 3 times, I had it up and just popped it. I run Landfall, so it just pooped on people then, and then you finish off the last guy.
I love Stormcaller in Trials, but it has to be the right map, something with cover, something that you can like get to them without being in the open, because you spend so much time being able to be team shot. So being able to like kind of like get behind something and like move closer, quicker.
And as we were talking about with Night Stalker earlier, there's so much cover that Shade Step is good. Same thing with Stormcaller here. If you have, if you're able to, get it off, and you can just kind of dart in between stuff, and it's very difficult for people to get team shots going on you.
Stormcaller is surprisingly really good for revives too. If you're like running that and someone's getting a revive, you can just melt them right away.
So what other final tips would you have for people on this map? Where should you not go on this map if you're like, say you're inspecting everyone and it's like sniper, shotgun. Where should you not go when you see the enemy team running?
Anywhere on that outside little perch, I would stay way away from that. Staying up on like those shipping containers, that's just asking for it, because that team on the A side is just going to go right to that little platform, and if you're just pushing and you're right up there, they're going to get you.
A side has a very powerful spawn where they can just get up on that little platform right there, look towards the shipping containers, and if you pop your head up anywhere, they're going to be there hard scope before you even pop your head up. If you spawn inside, going outside is very difficult. You should definitely stick towards the more inside areas. Yeah,
depending on spawns, it would probably that's how I would judge my loadout. If I'm gonna spawn on A side, I would probably run shot like with my sniper, because I know we can get that strong setup going. But the other side, I'd probably run shotgun, because I'm probably gonna go on the inside and try and sneak up through the outside, try and go towards the heavy ammo area on the lower side, even try and get underneath and sneak up on them if they're on the platform. If you can get on the low side and shoot up towards it.
The capture zone. I saw a lot of people complaining on Twitter that a lot of teams were just kind of playing really passively and waiting it out for the capture zone on this one. For the record, the capture zone spawns like in the direct middle of the map by that special ammo that's kind of on the top floor by that crate, which is a pretty open area to be in, all things considered. It favors the inside a little bit more because you can kind of hit people as they're on it.
Yeah.
But what suggestion would you have for kind of attacking that area?
Yeah, I would say try and get as low profile as you can when you're on the zone, and depending on where they're at, either hard scoping that door from the party room area, or like watching like a hawk towards like heavy ammo, the other heavy ammo. They're gonna find a way around if it's just like going low and coming up around the top on you, over top of the shipping container. Gotta be ready for it. Gotta be ready to know where the other team is, and anticipate their movements based on what lanes could they possibly take.
Definitely. Thanks for helping me give some tips on it. For those of you who don't know, give a short summary of what the Crucible Radio program is all about and where they can find it.
They can find us on Twitter at Crucible Radio. We talk every week, tips, tricks, strategies, talk about the Trials map. Usually we have great interviews with top streamers, top PvP players. The past few weeks we've been interviewing Bungie employees, John Wisniewski and Sage Merrill. They've been talking about their latest update. The good and the bad.
The good and the bad. It's been a very interesting saga to watch, and I can't wait to hear the second part of it coming out on Monday, I believe.
Yep, it's coming out on Monday. Lots of really great nuggets in there.
Awesome.
Some weapons that you may not know.
Ooh. Well, thank you so much for coming, and thank you guys for listening.
Have a good one. Good luck.